Hello everyone and welcome to The Right Handbag. My name is Melissa, and if you're new here, my channel is devoted to helping people avoid a buying mistake and get a good deal on a bag. And if you're returning, thank you for watching. I really appreciate your time and your support. Now today I'm going to be talking about something, and I'm sure you saw on the title, it's okay to buy the bag. Now, some of you may say, well, that's kind of self-serving because you buy yourself a lot of bags. And I have bought myself a lot of bags this year. This year, not any other year. So I'm going to talk about what changed in my life. Why am I buying these items for myself? And some things to consider if you're going to be buying the bag. And also how we all could learn, not all, but a good portion of us could learn to do more for ourselves and be okay with that. So let's kind of just start from the beginning. I got married very young. I married a boy I had dated for 4 years, 9 days after I graduated high school. And we were extremely broke. I had not been raised broke, but I learned to be broke. And that shifts your mindset a bit. You learn to save every dime, prepare for every disaster, and you just don't do a lot of things for yourself. You make sure your kids are fed. You make sure the bills are paid when you can. And that is how you live. That mindset stuck with me for a very, very long time. Even when things got easier, we started making money, and I could have bought myself things here and there. I did not do that. Now, those of you who know me and have known me for a long time, I have got myself Star Wars t-shirts, but I always got them on sale or at a deal. That's something my mom taught me very well when we were young. Get the deal. Always get the deal. So I didn't always do for myself. I am very proud to say that my kids had a great life. They had everything they needed. I've tried to do for my family, and I have had things along the way. I have shown bags that I have had for a long time. But the oldest bags that I have, some as old as 30 years old, were gifted to me by my grandmother. She gave me things, and later down the line, my husband knew I loved the brand and would get me little items along the way, or on big anniversaries like the 20th, the 25th, and the 30th, we'd go down and get a bag. But in between those times, if I saw something I loved, I rarely got myself anything. So this past 12 months, I've kind of gone, here's a Texas phrase for you, hog wild, buying all these bags. So I'm going to kind of tell you what kicked it off. And that is, I was working for a very large enterprise company in the United States. And when they're not publicly traded, there's no stock to give you in your package, your salary package. So they gave me an LTIP. And the LTIP would mature in 3 years if I stayed at the company for those 3 years. And it was in the middle of the pandemic, and we all know what that was like. So I wasn't going anywhere. And I told myself, when the LTIP matures, I'll go down and I'll get myself a bag. And it matured. And I kind of had an idea in my head of what I was going to get. And my husband grabs me one day and said, your money's here, we're going. And he drives me to Tampa, which is the closest store to us. And on that ride, he lectures me about how I work my butt off, I do all these things, and I don't give myself anything. And then when we get to the store, I need to get myself a nice bag. And I had this big plan. The plan was to get the Pochette Métis East West. I saw it. I loved it. It was just so pretty, and that's the bag that I wanted. And he said, do you have any other bags in mind? And I told him one on the website, but I was like, I don't want to spend that much money on a bag. It's wrong. So we get to the store. I show him the bag. He's like, it's fine, but he looked around and he said, there's 3 women in the store that have this bag on. Don't you want to have something that not everybody has? And I'm like, yeah, but I really like that bag. And he's like, yeah, let's go for like a leather bag. So he's like, show her the bag you told me about. It was this nice client advisor, Raja in Tampa. And it was the LV Ski Kusan BB with black leather and pink monogram. And those are my colors, black and pink. And he was like, get it. And Raja was like, get it. Just get it. It's a beautiful bag. You deserve it. So I got it. Now that kicked something off in me because it felt so good to get this bag. And I know some people will say, well, it's materialistic stuff. It wasn't materialistic stuff. So I'm going to mention Jerusha Couture. She did a video recently, and she was responding to a video that Amelia Rose had done. And if you're not following them both, you should be. And in this video, Jerusha talks about what these handbags mean to people, the accomplishment that you feel, the rewards you give yourself. And she's 100% correct. That's what I felt in that moment. And she also talked about the heritage of Louis Vuitton. And she's 100% right on that. But there's a different, when she said it, there's something went off in my head. And there's a heritage to this logo that is, of course, Louis Vuitton. But for me, there's an emotional connection that is different. And that is the love of this brand, because my mom and my grandmother and I love this brand. And I grew up watching them with this brand. So Louis Vuitton isn't just Louis Vuitton. It's a family thing. I grew up, my grandmother was classy and her outfits were so put together and her hair was always perfect and she had her Louis Vuitton bag and I looked up to her. And my mom was the blonde, blue-eyed bombshell that everybody stared at, and she was classy and beautiful in a different way with her Louis Vuitton bags, and I thought they were everything, right? And so it's a part of this family emotional attachment for me. So to get a really nice Louis Vuitton bag, there's a lot of emotions attached to that. Well, anyway, that bag led to another bag, and then the pre-loved market. I had not gotten into the pre-loved market before. I'd always just gone to the Louis Vuitton store. And then every bag that I had looked at and loved over the years, I'm seeing them on the pre-loved market. I remember when my mom was like, I told you my mom was all about get the deal. Well, the analyst in me went nuts, started tracking bags at different stores online, resellers, then researching the resellers to make sure they were trustworthy, and then studying the bags on YouTube to figure out what are the potential problems, what should I avoid. It turned into a game almost in my head, like a chess match. And Amelia Rose, in her video that Jerusha referred to or responded to, she kind of talked about this in her video. I'm going to link to both of them below. And I was doing exactly what Amelia talked about, but I was going to the extreme because I am an analyst, and I was analyzing everything and collecting information and then buying all the bags that I had wanted over the years but didn't buy. And this is uncharacteristic of me because I don't spend money. I've always called it the Taco Bell lifestyle. Cheap, get a good deal. That's just how I've been. So I'm buying all these bags and I feel terrible. I'm like, what am I doing? And my husband's like, you haven't done for yourself for so long. You're just making up for lost time. It's okay. And then my mom kept telling me the same thing. I think I told her in the last couple of weeks, oh my gosh, what am I doing? I'm getting another bag. She's like, it's okay. You haven't done anything for yourself. And I started thinking about Amelia's video and me not doing for myself. And all of these posts I see on Reddit and Instagram, women post this bag. They're so proud of it. They love it. But then there's this little line that says, should I have done this? Maybe I should return it. And that's the whole point that I want to get across in this video. I think people should watch Amelia's video. They should watch Jerusha's video. And then Amelia did another response video. I'll watch that one too. But I think we as women kill ourselves for our families. And I'm not saying that men don't, but I can't speak to a man's experience. So I'm going to talk about women here. So whoever wants to complain, I'm sorry. The amount of pressure and stress that comes with just getting through your day as a woman. Some of you are mothers. That is exhausting. Some of you are mothers in work. That is exhausting. Being a woman in the United States is exhausting anyway. There's a lot of things that we navigate here. It's just give, and we rarely give back. There are some women who are much more, they're just better at self-care than I have been, and I'm happy for them. But there's a good portion of us that are not good at it and feel guilty when we do for ourselves. And I've had to learn that it's okay to do for ourselves. Maybe not to the extreme that I have done this year, but along the way, right? And I keep referring to this wallet. If you watch my videos, I love it. It's the Louis Vuitton pocket organizer and the Tagorama pink, and I love it. I could have loved it from the day it came out, right? So if I look down in my handbag and I'm like, oh, it's so cute, I love it. It gives me a little bit of a dopamine hit, I think. That's how good it feels to look at it. What if I had done it when it first came out? I could have afforded it when it first came out. Why didn't I do that? I don't know. And we go through so much in life that maybe don't wait as long as I did and give yourself something. Go ahead and get the bag, right? That's the whole point of it. It's okay to go ahead and get the bag. I've had to learn that I didn't give myself as much as I should have from my mom and from my husband and even Jerusha. Thanks, Jerusha. Life is hard enough. If you're not putting your family at financial risk and you've got your savings and everything, just go ahead and do it. Don't feel bad about it. It's okay. If you're going to enjoy carrying it for years, do it. And it's not that I didn't enjoy the bags that I got in the past. Let me say that. But Deb from Wild Unfiltered, another person, if you're not following, you should. She recently did a video where she talked about in the past, she would get a bag and she would carry it for 5 or 6 years. That's what I did. I'd carry it until it was dead. Not all of them. I mean, I took care of a lot of them, but some of them don't look so good. But I could have just gotten little things along the way and done more for myself. So I've kind of gotten the point across, but I want to point out one more thing to everybody. And that is burnout. I didn't realize how much burnout I had until recently. And, you know, women just keep going, kind of like the Energizer Bunny. You got to keep going. We did it in the pandemic, right? The pandemic, my background is psychology, so I'm going to talk about this a little bit. The pandemic was extremely hard on everybody. We all kept going and kept doing. But if you sit down and break down what the pandemic was like, the stress, the panic, the care we had to take, washing packages and not putting our bags in the cart and being careful and worrying about our children and watching people die, our friends, our loved ones. It was just not good. And I think that a lot of us are emotionally still impacted by that, and we will be probably for the rest of our lives. And we worked and we're all tired. We're just tired. And you have to refill your cup in whatever that may be. It may not be a luxury bag or an SLG. It may be massages here and there, or taking a break and taking a few days off to go do something. It doesn't have to be the bag, but you do have to take care of yourself. And I think women just keep going. And maybe we need to slow down and make sure we're taking care of ourselves, if that makes sense. So if you are killing yourself this holiday season, as it's November 2025, by the way, when I'm filming this, if you're going to do for everybody in the world and keep up with all the holiday events and everything else, just do something for yourself. And I'm going to throw in the Gal's Guide. Every time I watch her videos, I'm so proud for her when she picks up a bag and says, I got this for myself for Christmas, or I got this for myself for my birthday, or I got this for myself as a reward, because she's very healthy doing that. And I think all of us, handbag companies may be thanking me right now, I think all of us deserve to give ourselves a little bit back this holiday season for the amount of hard work that we will put into the holiday season to ensure that everyone's cared for. So if you see a special release and you think, should I? I say yes, go ahead and do it, as long as you're not putting your family at financial risk. And that's a rambling video for you. I don't know if it was helpful. I just want all the women that I see posting, should I take it back, to understand, no, you shouldn't. You should enjoy it, be proud of it, carry it with pride, and enjoy your life a little bit. So thank you for watching, and I'll have more videos coming soon on handbags. And if you can, please like and subscribe, as I'm trying to build my channel. I always feel weird asking that, but we have to do it. So thanks for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.